Hey you guys, today I'm going to be showing you my entire process of making this Bernie rug. Now, I am a beginner tufter. I've only had my gun for maybe a month, maybe two, and so this was a really tall order, but I wanted to challenge myself and try something new, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. So let's go right into the video so I can show you exactly how I made him. So the first thing you're going to do is put your tufting cloth onto your frame, and you can just do this slowly because the spikes are kind of dangerous, and you just want to get the cloth as tight as possible because it's just going to make your gun a lot easier to use. So then I wanted to look for a Bernie picture that was animated because it would be a lot easier to draw out, and just using a Sharpie and my projector, I put it on my frame and I used black for the black lines and I used red for the white lines, and then I was ready to start tufting. These are the colors that I use. I got them from Joann's. Any brand will work. Before you get started, it's good to just brush your gun just to get all of the old yarn particles off of it, and make sure you're oiling it too to take care of it. This is a rug that I use to put my knees on. It's a rug that I accidentally make backwards, so just a little lesson: make sure that you flip your image before you trace it out. I have made that mistake too many times and it's really heartbreaking. And now here I am starting to make the outline for the Bernie rug, just putting all the black lines everywhere. And I would highly recommend using 2 strands of yarn. I only decided to use one for some reason. Well, it's because I didn't feel like buying another one. But when you use 2 strands of yarns, it just makes the lining a lot more crisp and sharp. But you know, this was like one of my first rugs, so I'm not upset about it. So I jumped ahead a few hours. Pretty much what I'm practicing right now is spacing, because I'm not exactly sure how much space I should leave in between each line, and that's okay, and I kind of still don't know, but that's why you gotta practice to get better. So here's just some more footage of me filling in Bernie's jacket. You'll see that I'm snipping as I go just to get the excess yarn out of my way, because sometimes it's just kind of annoying to have it there. So this is what I finished today, and I'm gonna keep going tomorrow. So it's the next day, and now I'm just filling in the chair and finishing outlining everything. So at this point I had completely finished tufting Bernie, and I'm just snipping in a lot of excess just because the less excess there is, I find the easier it is to glue it. So I'm just going really slowly and snipping everything that I can. At first I thought I was just going to like draw out the shape of Bernie and just do like a little like border, but then I decided to do a whole rectangle because I thought it would just make it look better, and I decided on a light gray so that it wouldn't really distract from Bernie. Just, you know, I want him to be the focal point. Then I just filled up the square as best as I could, and this was really fun just because it's just like really long lines, and it fills up pretty quickly. It's not like little areas to fill up, so it's really satisfying to do this part. There he is finished. So now what I'm doing is I ended up gluing it off camera, so sorry about that. But I'm just cutting off all the excess and leaving about an inch of cloth on the ends and cutting out the corners just so that it's easier to glue down. And then using a mini Gorilla glue gun and a pack of 75 glue sticks, I'm gluing down the excess yarn, and I'm tugging just a little bit to get that waterfall look because I really like how it looks. And I went through for this whole rug maybe like 10 glue sticks, so make sure you buy a lot. I got 75, and definitely I'm gonna use all those 75 pretty soon, so the more you can get, the better. After I finished gluing down the edges, I started adding the backing. So I just put the felt on there and I trimmed it out like loosely, and then I take a needle and thread and I sew my name on the back. I just put "You suck." I wasn't able to film it for some reason, the video didn't work, but I just glued it down. And then this was my first time using a shaver, but I purchased one from Amazon. It was the cheapest one. It was like $20, and oh my gosh, it makes such a big difference. I highly recommend buying one of these razors than using scissors. Using scissors really hurt my hands, and now it's just so easy, you guys. I'm so serious. You need to buy one of these. It's also really satisfying just to watch all of the yarn come off, and it really does make a difference on the carpet. It just defines all of your lines a lot more and just overall gives it a much better look. And as I'm shaving down, I just have a hand hose vacuum next to me just to vacuum up all the excess, because it's a lot easier to vacuum as you go than to vacuum all the way at the end, and you can see your progress and how you're doing, and if you want to shave off more. And after I was satisfied with the shaving of my carpet, I went in with some little scissors and I just lined up as much as I wanted. Like, I just lined up the yarn just to make the line straighter, to make things more defined. And this makes a really big difference, especially if you just want to get a really good picture of it. It just really helps define certain lines, and especially when you're doing like a character or animation, this just really makes a big difference and helps the overall look of your carpet. And after all that hard work, here is the finished product, a Bernie rug, which I am super happy with and super proud of. Hey you guys, so I wanted to get some fresh air and take some pictures with Bernie. So here he is, completely finished. I'm really happy with how he turned out. Although it's not perfect and I know I could have done a few things differently, I'm really just starting out tufting, so I'm really happy with how this turned out. And if you want to see more tufting videos, Feel free to subscribe and like for more, and comment below any things that I should try. And I'm just really happy with how his gloves turned out. I was really worried about that. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope you have a lovely day.